Listen, things could have gone wrong. Eh? Things actually went wrong. We've just constructed this life of, we're living a lie. We are cohabiting in a lie. Man, I acknowledge my own part in it, but I'm done. I'm tired. I don't want to live like this anymore.
Wait, why are you making me feel like I'm a bad person? Why are you making me feel like I'm a bad person? I'm a very smart woman who saw an opportunity and she just grabbed it.
That grab is the problem. That grab, it means that you will never stop grabbing. You just keep grabbing everything all day. You don't care what it does to somebody else. You don't think about anybody else, or you think about this fame. Just grab the opportunity, and you will always talk me. You guilt trip me to being an accomplice because you bring up all the sins I've committed in my life.
Hi guys, welcome back to my YouTube channel. It's your favorite girl Talk with Persh, and today I bring you guys another new movie. Now the name of this movie is called Clout. Yes, and this movie is starring Bolaji Ogunmola, Femi Jacobs, alongside other amazing actors, actresses, and the entire cast and crew. Now, guys, before we go down to the storyline, this movie is a typical example of what we see in reality today. How social media has shaped some people that um they they sort of like lie, they sort of like fake it to get through the day. They're obsessed with their lives being on social media. They're obsessed with the likes and the comments that come from social media. And this is a real true thing, because you see most people that they post pictures and they practically get anxiety when it's not up to the thousands of likes they want, or it's not up to the thousands of views they want. It gives them anxiety. Now, this movie is about a couple. First of all, when you see them, you'll be like, oh, this couple, they are doing good for themselves. They have their life figured out. But then, when cracks begins to show, then you realize that, nah, all that glitters is actually not gold. Now, the movie started with a young woman who went to the supermarket, and then there was a young girl that ran towards her, and I was like, can I take a picture? Can I take a picture? And she thought they were talking about her, but it turns out that it was somebody at her back that the person wanted to take a picture with. And the girl gave her phone and was like, please, can you take me this picture with this person? And she got upset. Now, she also got upset with the fact that she felt as if the life she wanted, her husband could no longer fund it. Now, her husband is what we like to call in Nigeria motivational speakers. He's part of the motivational speaker club, all the aspire to perspire and perspire to aspire. Yeah, he's one of those people. So he makes a living from the likes and the views, and from people buying his ebooks, and for people booking for his aspire to perspire class and all that. That's how he makes his money. But the tide of things had started changing. He wasn't making as much money. He wasn't getting as much brand endorsements and deals as he would want to. And his wife was, yeah, she was definitely not having it. She wanted to live a certain kind of life. She wanted to be in the eye of the media. She wanted, when somebody wants to be a queen, she wants everybody to bow down to her. And the pressure, the intense pressure she was putting on the man, to the extent that she would even throw insults at him, just for the fact that she felt like he wasn't doing enough, or they couldn't live the kind of life that she wanted. So in one of those situations where he was like, he came to her after she had insulted him and everything, he came to her and started shouting at her that, okay, I don't like this, I'm not going to have this, we have to talk about all this, you can't be like insulting me and being rude to me and all that. And it turned out that she was on live, and the people on live sort of like heard the arguments. And now you know that not just Nigerians, but social people on social media in a whole, they like wahala, they like trouble, especially maybe from a couple that claims to be perfect. Now, for somebody like him that was like a motivational speaker, now and you come and he's like fighting with his wife. People want to know that, and people want to know the tea of what is actually happening in their lives. So that's live stream went viral. Yes, that live stream went viral. Even though it was done by accident, it went viral. Now, with the live stream going viral, the wife became more obsessed because people were not like reaching out. People were not trying to tell her that, hey, don't take that from that man. How would that man, in short, come out from the marriage, do this, do that? So she gradually started getting carried away by the whole social media love that she was receiving, and she started to forget that her relationship with her husband and her family was what really mattered. I remember a moment in the movie where the husband told her that this thing we're doing is becoming draining because they now started, in order to keep up with their lifestyle, they now started acting for the gram. They were always acting that they had problems in their marriage. They were always acting that they were always fighting, and it was draining. And you can also see this kind of thing on social media. I think especially Facebook, there's a couple that does this on Facebook. Aisha and Odogu Bubu or something. Their marriage from Facebook is so toxic. They put up this toxic nature because they know that is what sells. But yes, you're selling that perception, you're selling that thing, but gradually that will start to affect your marriage. It will start to create cracks in your marriage. You might not notice it. You might be like, oh, we just do it for the ground, but we're perfect inside. But that is definitely creating cracks in your marriage, which you might not even know of. Now back to the story. When after the last interview she did with her husband, and she sort of like got a lot of negative backlash, instead of her to like go back to the drawing board and decide that okay, it's enough, this is done, she decides to come up with a more grand plan of saying that they should pretend that she was kidnapped. Okay, so, and I don't understand. See, in a way, I still do not understand why her husband kept on going with all her ridiculous ideas. I feel that was selfishness on his own part too. So they came up with the idea that she was kidnapped. Imagine everybody on social media was there praying for her. The police obviously was looking for her, and this lady was inside her house, chilling and watching the result of the whole drama that was going on. After they were caught by a reporter, obviously, who did their like first interview for them, the reporter was like obsessed because she knew that something was definitely not adding up with their story, and the reporter definitely caught her. Even after they were caught, this woman could not see the wrong she was doing. But her husband, on the other hand, the whole thing was deeply eating this man inside because he knew what he was doing was wrong. But in order to please his wife, he continued with the whole charade, he continued with the whole facade, and it was gradually draining not just this man, but it was putting a serious toll on their marriage. And it's so unfortunate that she got so carried away that it ended up ruining her marriage. Even when the husband was telling her, let's just stop this. In short, let me get a 9 to 5 job. Let's stop living our lives for the gram. Let's stop living our life because these people, they don't even genuinely care about us. They just care about the amebo that you're giving them. They just care about the 5 minutes madness that you're going to show them. They don't really care about us. The man kept on telling her, telling her, telling her. She refused. And eventually one day he just upped and he left. And seriously, I can't blame him. I cannot blame him because in this whole story, all we could see was the greed, the selfishness of the wife, of her wanting to be in the limelight, of her wanting to like get things for free, just the selfishness and greed of man. And yes, the husband had his part to play, but he knew when to stop, but she did not know when to stop. So, guys, this movie is an amazing one. If you want to watch this movie, head over to Bolaji Ogunmola TV and you would watch the full movie. Trust me, this movie is a banger. You would want to watch it. Okay? So, the lessons from this movie: number one, stop living your life for others, especially people on social media. They do not care about you, they only care about the amebo that you will give them, the 5 minutes madness or the 5 minutes show of, oh, ew, they're so sweet. That's all they care about. They do not genuinely give two hits about you. Number two, genuinely be a happy person. And stop putting so much pressure on yourself. Pressure for endorsements, pressure for this, pressure for that. Just do your own part and leave the rest to God. God is going to perfect the works of your hands, okay? Stop putting so much pressure on yourself. So, guys, this is where I am going to drop my own mic because I am genuinely tired after watching this movie. I'm going to see you guys on the next one. Bye.